Yeah, we are here to speak to one of the elders of Asebu community to tell us about Asebu. Yeah, everything that we need to know about Asebu, everything you need to know about Asebu. From there, then we continue to the side to show you around. Yeah.
Yes, it's going to be interesting. Been a little while since I've been in Asebu, and we're going to an area after we leave here where that I need my snake boots and the snake medicine.
You came prepared.
I came prepared. That stuff ain't gonna do me no good sitting at home, and I'm way out here in the bush.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're welcome to Asebu Amenfi.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
the paramount seat of the Asebu traditional area. Like you come, you want to know much about Asebu,
Right.
our founder, and then the traditional area itself.
Thank you very much for checking us out. Today we are on a road trip to Asebu. Yes, you might heard of Asebu. That's the very first place Mr. Ralph went to. Yeah, he actually stayed there for how many months were you there?
11 days.
Only 11 days.
Only 11 days.
Okay, so he was there for 11 days and then he moved to Cape Coast. So today we are going back, not to visit, but we are going to see some interesting places at the place. Okay, so I hope you are glad going back.
Yeah, I am. I haven't seen nobody out this way.
Okay, how was the 11 days experience like?
Oh, it was really nice. I was at the hotel in Asebu, and the ladies that worked there, they made sure they took care of me good. It's not a whole lot of eating place, but they cook at your home and bring it.
Okay. So right. There is a police barrier ahead. We will pause here and then we'll continue after the barrier.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so
there you go.
That is a sign. Yeah. We are now entering Asebu community here. Today to it's a market day in Asebu, so you pass through the market and then see some of the foodstuffs and everything. If you want to make some purchase, you can just go ahead and do that. If not, you just need to go. So, as I said earlier, it's a market day in Asebu. A lot of plantain flour. Yeah. That is tomato. We have some slippers. So these are rubber buckets. It's a market day and you have everything here. Yeah, you have everything here actually. You have fish, yeah, no ones, you have tomato. That is another small fish.
The tomato,
those are spices.
In the first place, let us do introduction. I am Openyin Kwabena Insa.
I'm Ralph Owens from America, Ohio.
Ohio, okay.
Hello. Who are you?
Regina.
Regina?
Yeah.
Regina what? Hansen.
Regina Hansen from Cape Coast as well. Yeah.
For further introduction again, like I said, I am Opeyin Kwabena Hinsa. I'm the secretary to the community chief stool.
Okay.
That is Odikro's secretary. Yeah. And also I am the clan elder of the Bucheku Anana family. Yes, that's Ebusi Apeyin. That is why you see these signs.
Okay.
The father is up there, and they're also around, so we are going to invite them.
Okay.
So that they don't see our visit as being strange, and that we are eluding them. No, we are inviting them to be with us. So that whatever we talk about them becomes authentic. This is Black Rock Honey Whiskey.
Honey.
And I don't know about 2 minutes in there.
Where is this now? Good. In the local language I'm going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Invite them.
You feel upon Kwame, the children and son. And son, in the Munya Sana Wadu Yondo, a boy, my Otro Sam Numupo, Obey Yesu Christo, or the be a century. Bro, don't hear me. Or so soon, I was done and son. The young man's may be or Jojo. As I see for won't say Asebu. I was some Samamba. Over the Sano. And I pay me from Martin Tilby. Mudi Juma, the giant. They have some more yet. Sir, Ijawasi, Nawasi for one to Maya. Mobile there, within oil. Within oil, Sassido. Naso, and Asebu, as a question, Asebu Mountain do. Everybody there, Hempayfu, when up within Ojimeti, Okimiti, and my mamma may be able to anchor you. Son. That's a view. Then I Obinum Bay. And Nasa Obinum Bay. Nanda so in Miwaba. That's the trample. Sassamapa. The 1 and 2 hours the bay. Would that be why you do? Get a master. There was no good fee as we view. Walk us out with the Maraco. Emily was a pain in some making some Muslim Cosso. We also come what more baby are Cosso. If you America, which remember the way you done her. Oh, over there. I say, now, the Amen Pai Boom Mugu America, number that I'm out the study there. America Crane. Asebu, I know you know there. When your baby, snap baby, Jamabi, your ho, the Yatia Bacosam, or the Yade you, Yade Chram, Sibonu Fondo, Siaboco Bureau de Yabaco. Easy, I have been there, or the Mama Heritage Center. Mr. Swinty, you do our behavior and you come for children dead. One may hand him what? As I say, he be the hawk, I put me the damage many hours. It's in Begina Asebu. At a question, I name Asebu Amantondo, And now my brain ponya one name. That is said what's the me with too much of me. Maybe a humble and what I will boy him biara. Need and ma, when you walk us out with my boy yara. When you want us out, on talk my pim. When you have been possible don't offer more boy here. Maybe said the Nanum Mujasan. Yamma Sanasi, Yamma Mimpasi. You wanted to know where Asebu is, who was the founder of Asebu,
Yes.
and our tradition,
Right.
and culture.
So that you don't topple.
Okay.
The founder of Asebu, the kingdom, was called Asebu Amenfi. Yes, Asebu Amenfi. Oral tradition tells us that he was a crown prince of King Pharaoh of Egypt. And this Asebu Amenfi is believed to be in existence about 500 BC, very years before Christ. Amenfi existed. And how then the crown prince ran down to Ghana and to Asebu. There is an adage in Fanti or Akan that Obi Mfa Amoto Ntukuro, before somebody will leave or has spawned from his own home, there's something wrong. So there was an uprising, misunderstanding at the palace there. And Amenfi, being a crown prince, was also a soldier and had to lead some people to find somewhere where they can get their peace and survive. So it was a multitude of people that he had and led them down this way. Down from Egypt, by that time, the transport means is by this thing alone, on foot.
Okay.
Yes. So, getting down, they came down to Nigeria area, the Chad area, the Chad. On reaching Chad, they collected some water, which is believed to be the river god. So they brought it down along with them. And on their journey or voyage, they had many encounters. Coming up from the place, they will run short of food, water, and many things. So they had to resort on food, wild fruits in the forest as they were moving. They come across some rivulets, some streams, and they have to swim or have to walk through. All down after Chad, they continued to Benin. Just after here, going to Nigeria. And at Benin, they walked down to the shore, seashore, where they determined that by applying the route on the shore, they can come to a safe place. Because where they were working were all turbulent waters. So they managed and came down, led by Amenfi, to a point between Mori and a community now called Akatechua. Yes. After Yamase Junction going to Accra, that's the first junction we'll meet on your right. Yes. So they came to land at the beach there. And they had an encounter. The encounter was this. There is a grove on a hilltop around the place they came to land. And there is a taboo day, which is Tuesday. So on Tuesdays, no activity should go on in that forest or in that grove. But a hunter, an unknown hunter, had to go in hunting expedition for meat for sale and for meals.
Okay.
This hunter went to the place on Monday evening searching for a catch. He was not fortunate, but he paraded through the place until midnight, and even after midnight, that is soon after midnight, we enter 1 o'clock of the Monday night, we enter into Tuesday, and that is the taboo day too. Yes. At this time, this period, Amenfi and the group were traveling from or walking through the sea to the land. Yes. And unfortunately, by the scene of what happened, unfortunately, the hunter caught glimpse of the queue of the people coming from the sea to the shore. And to his amazement, shouted, "Me wo dom kukang kumei." Hey, what a multitude of people! The hunter shouted against the God's wishes, because it was a Tuesday, no activity goes on there, no noise whatsoever. But this exclamation came, and the gods had to exercise their powers. And a sorrowful thing happened. At this time, it was Amenfi, Kweja, and one lady who was the sister of Amenfi called Amenfima. These three had then left the sea waters with their foot touching the soil of the place. So soon as the exclamation came out, the rest of the people in the queue all turned into statues. They all turned into statues. So the three stood somewhere and they were looking at their counterpart, or their brothers and sisters in the sea, wishing them to come ashore. But nobody was coming. There was no movement at all. What's happening? But it was a terrific scene. They stood and stood and stood. They lamented, and the people never made any movement. They were all motionless. They were all motionless. Then they started talking. What is happening to us? Is it the end? Is the situation, the condition that King Pharaoh wants us to be in here? Look at the number of people who cannot move, all become motionless in the sea. Left with only three of us. And one pathetic thing was that other man, that is Kweja and Amenfi, they were all giants. Yes, very gigantic in it. But the lady who was the sister of Amenfi, was as normal as we are.
Okay.
Yes. But the sister of Kweja had the name Techua, was left in the sea. He was among those in the queue in the sea. So the sister couldn't join them. So they were left with Amenfi, Kweja, and Amenfi, the lady. Thinking things may change, they spent days at the place and there was no change. Till some time, no change of positive was determined. So they gave up. If this is the situation, then it means there's left with only the three of us here. So what do? They started making life at the place, establishing some huts where they lived. And for some time, over a year at the place, they decided we can't be spending time or wasting time here. So we must get something doing. This giant Asebu Amenfi, the crown prince, was a soldier and a farmer at the same time. And Kweja was a renowned fisherman. So they said, if this is a situation, then let us move from this place. All we were doing was to watch if Techua could have also come from the sea, but Techua isn't coming. So it is the three of us left with one, Aka Techua.
Okay.
Aka Techua. When is Techua coming? So it could be seen that there was sorrow. And you can't just give up just like that. Let's find something doing. So they said, we are the shore. So your work. We're also moving hinterland to see what we can do. And when they entered, let's talk about Feri Kweja. Feri meaning a fisherman. So Kweja took to the west, was up to Havasri, and every community or hamlet that he met at the coast with fisher folks, he conquered them, not fighting or killing them, but capturing them and then making them his followers up to Havasri. Then eastwards up to Senya Breku, all the coast. So he became the chief fisherman. So at the moment, chief fisherman in our area has the title Feri Kweja or Apofohen Kweja. Yes. King of fisher folks. It's called Kweja, the title. When you go to Mori now, you see the statue there.
Okay.
Yes, it's a structure there. Then Amenfi and Amenfi also moved hinterland. They are farmers. So they went in. But there were already people existing. So sparsely in the area, in their hamlets. 2, 3 people there, not in a complete community. So Amenfi went through and captured them. Capturing doesn't mean he killed or he fought with them. I just asked them to be his followers. And by his posture, you can't ignore. You have to forcefully follow. And not doing anything wrong to you, but asking you to follow and then to also be farming. So they farmed, cultivated large maize farms wherever he met the people. So Amenfi from the coast moved further inland and captured almost all the land up to Adanse Praso, where in Ghana today we have the Ashanti and the Central Region boundary. Yes, the Pra River was the boundary. So from Mori Akadichua there, moving right to Havasini, going left to Ewutu, Breku, up to Praso, where all Amenfi's lands. Yes, where all Amenfi's lands. So Kweja was doing his work, and Amenfi and the sister were also doing their work. But they knew that they have a kinsman. Kweja is down there alone with the people he want to meet. Amenfi and Amenfi's the sister were also moving. More or less, he had a counterpart who was the sister. And the farming activities went on, and they had bumper harvest of maize. So they had to find a place where they can store the dried maize. Yes. And there is a place at the moment where Amenfi used to store the maize. He built a barn at the place. And the place has been named Nsamfu. Nsamfu, yes. We called the barn in Fanti as Osan. Osan, a barn for storage of maize, yam, and those things. We call it Osan. Yes, so Nsamfu, that is the name. It's a community.
Yeah,
it also has its junction at after Akadichua Junction. You go there too, then towards Mabu, then to Accra. Yes, that is there. So we have Akadichua, this first settlement, then in Nsamfu where they store their destiny. And he tried visiting the brother at the coast. And this time, history tells us that there was this Carthaginian war where attacks were made. So when Amenfi gets to the coast, he saw some cannons with cannonballs. Yes, the cannons were being used as a weapon, and the balls as a bullet in fighting. Yes. So Amenfi built a barn or a hut with local materials, the trees, the palm fronds, the husk for roofing, raffia. Put some of the maize in there, made some tripod in there with the sister in, some firewood, everything that they could live on. So he determined visiting the brother and the people at the coast. So whenever they are ready to go, Amenfi will lift the barn, was movable. Amenfi will lift this barn with the sister in, the corn storage, the firewood, whatever in there, on his shoulder. On his shoulder. Whilst moving, the sister will be with the dry frying maize. Yes, on the tripod, in a wooden pot. When it is cooked, he gives to Amenfi. Hot, very hot in the pot, and Amenfi will pour into his mouth as they are moving. So the moment or any given time that Amenfi finds is being long for him to be supplied with the maize, he begins to shout, Amenfima men murugo. Amenfima men murugo. Meaning, Amenfima, my mouth is cooling. So bring in more maize. Yes. And the sister will be doing that. He does that throughout the journey to and fro. Now when they go to the coast, they give some of the maize for the people to use as food. And they in turn give him fish to be sent to the people or to the farmers. But on his return from the coast, usually feels the burn or the weight of the things he carried becomes light, and that affects his movement. So he goes to the castle and picks some used cannons, empty cannons, plus cannonballs, fill the barn so that the weight increases for him to be stable whilst moving. So he continues downwards or upwards into the hinterland to meet his people. So wherever Amenfi settled or even sat down to relax, you see one of the cannons left there. One here, one there, then he continues. So in central region, should I say, go to many places, some paramounts, some chiefs' houses, and you see some of these cannons lying there. Ask the committee members where they got it from. It was Amenfi who used those things. He put some in the barn and then used some also as walking stick, whilst carrying the sister and the load in the barn on shoulder. So we have these cannons and the cannonballs spread almost all over. So any place you go now to see cannon means Amenfi passed here. In addition, it could be seen that these people had superpowers, if I should say magical.
Okay.
Yes. Such that these cannons that I'm talking of, Amenfi holds it, put the finger in like this, and it sinks in, and there's a print. That's a small hole, meaning you use the finger to just press, not squeezing at all, or not drilling, just press. So we have many there. Apart from that too, there are many rocks in the area which Amenfi visited. When you get to the place and he begins to walk on the rock, you see the footprints. Not painted, but made whole. They are footprints. Like one steps in the mud, it shows up here. It's there. We have some here, some down there, but the place is waterlogged now. Then he had a sister, and sometimes they will have to sit and relax. So at that time, they will have to entertain themselves by singing, clapping, and enjoying. And at one of these places here, they use castanet, some steel material. They made a hole here, and you put the ring on the thumb, and you cut hole it in there. So you click it, cut, giving them the rhythm to sing. Okay. Yes, and enjoy. This one is described as heavy as, or heavier than 2 bags of cement, which he handles them on the fingers and then click. Yes. You go to Kwamankasi today, you will find it there.
Okay.
Find it there. You come down to Abrodunko. At Abrodunko, there is another rock which he pierced the finger and water came from it. Not quite too long, somebody tried to harness that thing to develop drinking water, pure water, on sale. When the guy attempted, he saw a bead, one of these, in the hole. And he thought it wise to remove it so that he gets more water. So after some few years of production, he determined to do that. He did that and the water ceased. Yes, so no more production. Yes. at the same place at Abudunko, he was holding a sword, and he held it, just pressed it into the ground, maybe unconsciously, but never coming back for it, and he left it there. It is there. Nobody has been able to remove it. And he has some stones, some rocks there, where he sometimes rests or pass the night, and is sleeping there like a cage with another rock as a door, so that he goes in there to rest. Yes. All these things are there, the remnants. So there are other facts that he faced wars as he had this expansion through conquest. He was being challenged by people who had then organized themselves into communities, and because of his posture, the strength, and the magical powers, he was never overpowered by any community or any gang at all. And history tells us that sometimes he will observe the movement of the enemies coming, and he will find a tree, a tall tree, big one, and he goes there, use the leg to burn it, crossing the road or the way of the enemies coming. And he stand by, or he squat somewhere to see when these people try to cross, they jump on the tree before they jump down to cross. So as soon as he sees that there's quite enough good number of people on the tree, he lifts the leg and the tree springs back. Come on, throwing people that way. And everything finishes. No war. Yes. And he could see that the enemies were so strong that they would have to manage to get him off or conquer some of his territory. So any place that he settled or organized people to live are hilly places. Telling you that all Asebu communities, or almost all communities, are placed on hilltops. Like here, you go to Oldebu on top, you go to Brebia, top, go to Putubi Abiska, top, Hamasma, top, go to Brafiao, right from Kibos, you're right, top. Yes, why? Because he managed to get his people to determine where the enemies will be coming from, so that at the hilltop you look into the valley and you see them, and you get prepared to meet them and you face them, and there's conquest. Yes, this is the way he was able to conquer many places. Now they lived, but by their posture, there was no relationship between Kweja and any woman along the coast. So also no relationship between Asebu Amenfi the giant and any of the ladies within his territory. Meaning, if there's no relationship towards marriage, there wouldn't be offspring. So we say without saying excuse me or sorry for no. There was no offspring. Amenfi, Kweja, Amenfima never had children. They never had children. And some elderly person at that time was describing giant Amenfi's penis as being as big as two empty bottles, beer bottles put together. No woman can receive it.
No.
So that was it. Now, everything has a beginning and two. When they came from Egypt, bringing this river, the pond river, or the river water
Chad.
from Chad, this god was named Sabu, and this Sabu turned to be Asebu.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and he had his name Amenfi from Memphis. If you read geography, you notice that from Memphis. So it came Sabu and then Memphis. So it became Asebu Amenfi. Yes, Asebu Amenfi. And he came to meet smaller gods here. He never ignored them. He included them in whatever they did that time. So when you get to the center of this town, you have a shrine in the center of this town. At first, we use palm fronds, dried palm fronds, to fence this round. But today, we want to modernize things, so it is being covered with the fence wall block, painted white. It's very glaring when you get up there, you see it. That we call the Segu Shrine.
Okay.
The Segu Shrine is there. From the beginning getting to the end, what happened? So, did Amenfi, as you were saying, had no child, had no nephew, no niece, likewise Kuja, likewise Amenfima. So what then? They went away. How? We have these small gods like Prabha, like Segu, so many here. If I'm to list them, over 2 pages. And quite recently, about a month and a half ago, the chief of the German Professor, the 7th, right now, had to pay money to purchase certain items to pacify the gods. Sheep, goats, duck, red oil, so many things. Yes. And that we term it in the fancy as apetite. Apetite, that is giving food to the gods. Yes, that is feeding the gods, which is an annual thing. So our chief had to provide money or funds to acquire all these things, items, and that thing has been performed. And one of the gods in here has a dog as a symbol, which used to come out at night. And people who have seen that dog before describe it to be as tall as very white. My wife has gone out. He has even seen it before. There was a Scottish priest up here. He was celebrating his. They went there, and she left the place deep in the night and was crossing the road to her house. He saw the dog. Yes. So Asebu was not entertaining dogs because of that god. But later, people felt dogs and goats. But later, people felt goats are of use and economically and those things. So they prayed and then pleaded through some rituals that they are allowed to rear goats because it gives food, it gives money, and that. So that was allowed. But for the dogs, no. Yet people being disobedient, being recalcitrant, have been bringing dogs in the community. So after this performance of the pacification of the gods, it has been ruled again that all dogs should be removed from the community. And yesterday was a deadline. So soon after, some action will be taken against people who still have their dogs in the community. Yes. One of the gods we have at the moment is Chin Kobna. That's Echin meaning drum.
Okay.
And the day of the week, Tuesday, has been named to it. And any male born on Tuesday is called Kobina. Like me.
Me too. Yeah.
Yes. So we call that drum as Chin Kobina. Tuesday drum. It's an Asafu drum. Amenfi, Kweja, and Amenfima had to depart from the surface of the earth. Like I mentioned Tuesday as a taboo day for that Funfu poem, the silent group at Akadichua. So it happened that one day, Monday night, verging to dawn, when almost everybody was asleep, people heard the sound of Chinokobana, that drum. And seriously, there was no human being using sticks to beat the drum. You just only hear the sound. At which time, Amenfima and Amenfi had moved up to Putibu, Apilska area, whilst Kweja was at the beach. The drums sounded and sounded and sounded, and people who were able to peep could see that there was clouds all over. You cannot see through until getting to daybreak, and people got up at dawn. What happened? What was happening? I heard this sound. I heard this noise. But up to daybreak, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, when there was sunlight. But where is Amenfima? Nowhere to be found. Where is Amenfi? Nowhere to be found. Where is Kweja? At that same time, Kweja at Mori was also nowhere to be seen at the same time. So they vanished from the surface of the earth. Like we have in the Bible, Methuselah. He vanished. So nobody can come in to challenge that. No, you are a liar. People say he was overpowered by some community or some strong army, and they killed, and the sister was taken hostage to somebody's palace to serve. I said, no. Ask somebody, if you say Amenfi died, show me the grave. Where was he born? Where was he buried? Some are even saying that because Amenfi was a greedy person, when he feels the sister is delaying in putting the hot maize in the mouth, the sister feels so much pressed that he adds sand to the maize for him to eat, which is uncalled for. It's never true. It's never true for a sister to do this to a brother. No. So there are many fallacies, many exaggerations about Amenfi. So this is.
It means the swallowing of the baby is.
No, not at all. If Amenfi never had a wife to deliver, if Amenfi never had a husband to deliver, who was the son? Who was the nephew that was swallowed? So there was no swallowing. So at this point, I would like us to pause here. If somebody may be in doubt or have some question to put across, if you really can answer, let's see. So I am done.
Okay. Thank you.
We are now on the road going to Abodonko to go and look at one of the sites
Good always
Asebu Amenfi, Oketechi Amenfi. Yeah, that's the name. We are now moving towards the hotel Mr. Ralph first slept at when you came to. Oh, okay, you go there.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so this is Ampiaba Hotel. Yeah, so this is Ampiaba Hotel. This is where Mr. Ralph was for 11 days before he moved to. Yes.
You still here?
Yeah.
Okay. Where Elizabeth? She's off today?
Elizabeth, she's here. Auntie Grace too.
She working?
Yeah, let me go and call them.
Mr. Ralph is trying to meet some old folks that he met when he was sleeping here. Yeah, so this was your first family.
You don't work on You don't work on Saturday.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
That's a
You do this big job?
Husband and wife.
Yeah.
How are you? I miss you too.
Yeah.
I do. We're just moving around Sable today, doing some YouTube videos, getting some history.
Currently, we are applying the old Kumasi road, and as we are applying, I think this is the first one. The current one that you use to Kumasi is the third time they've changed the road.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you are heading towards Kumasi and you are using that route from Nyamransa through Fusu to Kumasi, you are using the third one, but we are using the first one, the old one itself. Yeah, so that is it. And we are heading towards one of the sites for Asebu Amenfi, where he had his armory. He pierced the sword down, and then at a point in time he pierced the finger through a rock. We need to see that now. And we are coming from the place of Upeyin Ahensa of Asebu. Alright, so thank you.
All too soon we've gotten to our destination.
Oh man.
Bush. Alright, so this is Mr. Kujo Obed, our tour guide. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's about visit Asebu,
Yeah.
you know, or visit the Abra Asebu Kamankasa district, let me put it that way. And today, courtesy my brother Richie, we are going around, let me put it that way. So we are going to places like, currently we are at where Asebu Amenfi had the armory, and then we will see the sword down there, the sacred water, and all others. So still TK for you, still visit AAK.
Sure.
And your man is dressing up, you know.
Yeah, I'm getting dressed.
For what?
For the snakes.
Who told you snakes are here?
You can look and tell that they're here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm gonna take the medicine in case some of y'all might need it.
We don't need it, please. Don't take it.
Snake bite.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. This looks like I'm over there in Pan-African Village.
Let me see you. Okay.
You better be looking up too.
For what?
For the snakes in the trees.
This is mobile, so it's free. This is a gentleman park. So
Okay.
yeah, it's an accessible area.
Okay, so we are getting to the place. That is Mr. Ralph. Oh, you there? You are prepared.
I told you, you want the mother to go get them. I told you.
Okay. Ow.
We can make a stop here.
Okay.
And this is one of the places that is noted for Asebu Amenfi's story.
Okay.
So if I'm to tell you, this water is a sacred water.
Okay.
And since it's sacred, we have, unfortunately, it escaped me. And I think this is my first tour bringing you guys around. So the fishes in it are not consumable.
The what?
The fishes we have them, the catfish, the tilapia, and all others.
Oh yeah,
You
see.
them.
Yeah.
But they are not consumable. You can't eat them.
Okay.
Yes, so they are
Big for it
sacred.
to stay there.
Yeah. So as we were coming, we should have brought them some, let's say, bread.
Yeah.
Then we spread it and you see them coming out.
Coming
But
out
I
to
think
eat.
the water is clear, so you are seeing
Wow.
that it's a sacred water and it's one of the bases for Asebu Amenfi.
Okay.
All right, then let's go back a bit. Right here, you see this.
Oh,
And you see
yeah,
this
the-
hole, yes.
Yeah.
When we visited Uncle Ahinsa, he mentioned that Asebu Amenfi is able to pierce his finger through a rock. So this is an example of it. Not drilling or whatsoever, but as a result of some superpowers, he's able to just pierce the finger into a rock and it will make a hole. So this is an example of that.
Okay.
I bet. Okay. Then- Alright. So if you see here, just as Uncle Ahinsa mentioned, we'll get to Asebu, we'll see the bigger versions of them, where he's able to possibly, it's more or less like when he sits. Carly, handle this for me. Where it's like when he sits, the bottom is able to draw, and when he decides to get up, the fingers will also draw on the rock.
Okay.
But here, what we see is more or less like a tip of a finger. We don't know the actual finger.
Okay.
Something just like this.
Uh-huh.
So this is one of the fingers of Asebu Amenfi. It is perceived to be one of the fingers of Asebu Amenfi. I'm hoping that maybe someday we'll get people, yeah.
Oh, he
Who can-
was about the same
Uh-huh.
size. Yeah.
But this is your thumb, but maybe this may be his. So that is
Sure.
your thumb, but this may be maybe his small finger.
Yeah.
Yes. So until then, we hope to see and then investigate much about that so that we can tell the real stories. All right, then let's get down. And this is believed to be the sword that he pierced on the ground.
Okay.
So this is the sword for the legendary Asebu Amenfi. And it dates back to years.
It dates back
Years.
500 years,
More than 500 years. As you
500
mentioned,
years before Christ.
Something like that.
Yeah, before Christ.
So you can have a feel of it. It's a legendary sword. And that is it. And that is it. Yeah. So this is what is believed to be his safe or armory, where he keeps his weapons.
Okay.
A lot of them. So it's believed that it's a cave. There is a cave inside.
Okay.
And the ark you see here is the door to the armory. So he lifts it, gets in, does whatever he wants to do inside, then he closes it up. So before he left, he closed it, and nobody knows what is inside till today. So look at somebody who is able to lift a rock this size. And if the place was to be cleared, you get to the other side. It's believed that he possibly pressed the hands something like this way, and it has marked there. So this is one of the sites for Asebu Amenfi. Yeah, and that is it. So we are done with one.
Yeah. Okay. So we continue to Asebu and then
You know, go.
I'll come. Yeah, so we are going to visit the rock, but we can't take our slippers or whatever foot we have, so we need to take it off. That is why I've seen them barefooted.
The story Uncle Ahinsa told us that he has certain rocks that he has fingerprints on them. Yeah, the one down there you get to see his scrotum, his buttocks and all others, but that is bushy. So this is what you can see, and right there all others you see some. So these are some of his fingerprints. That's why when you dip your hand in that
Okay, so we have some snaps here. It is a sacred place, that is why we have the snaps here.
And just put it in and see if they match.
No, they
Nothing
don't
like
match
that,
at
yeah.
all.
So this tells you the kind of giant he is. Yeah. So this. Just as my brother just died. There are some right here.
There's another one there.
Or even those ones that when we are able to get them, you see some. So you see
No,
them.
okay.
So these are some of his resting places and all that. So something like this. There are some if you get down there. That one you see the buttocks
Okay.
area and all that. Yeah. the story you heard there, you're having a feel of it.
I'm
Just as
seeing,
well as
I'm seeing what he was talking about.
But then you were comparing here. Are you not comparing?
No, well, I can see there's a big difference.
So that is it.
Okay.
So maybe just as we are talking about visitors, say we'll make sure the place is cleared and everything is done nice. So you see these bottles, we are perceiving them to be a goddess and pacify the gods. They pour libation and all others. Yeah. So that is it. That's why we're told that slippers is not allowed in here, shoes are not allowed, or footwear are not allowed. Yeah. So that is it.
So we are done for Asebu.
Yeah.
We are going to Mori.
Right here.
Yeah, you go left inside. We are at Mori Junction. Yeah, going to the Mori Township. That is where a statue of Ferry Nyukweja is situated. We have one at Winneba. Yes, there is one at Winneba. So there is another one too here at Mori.
As we visited Jahinsa, he mentioned one man together with Asebu Amenfi. That is Ferry Nyukweja. And then the sister Amenfima. So this is a statue of Ferry Nyukweja. And just as he told us that Ferry Nyukweja was a fisherman.
Okay.
So from Senya, that is somewhere around Winneba.
Okay.
Through to Axim.
That's
Not more or less like a conquest, but he friendly taught them how to fish.
Okay.
So then along the coast, the chief fisherman, that's his name, that is Ferry Nyukweja. That is the title. So this is a statue of Ferry Nyukweja.
Is this the same one got the fingerprints in the rock?
No, that's his brother.
Okay, that's his brother. Okay.
So his brother is Asebu Amenfi. And he rather moved hinterland.
Okay.
He was the farmer who moved hinterland, conquered up to Asen Praso. And then that's where he had the band or the silo, where he kept the maize, the corn, and others at Nsamfo. So the story you heard when he's come to visit this his brother, that's where he used to carry the band and they'll be frying the corn for him and he chews it very hot.
Okay.
So this is the brother he used to visit at the coast. So this is the one, the sister, together with the multitude, were left in the sea.
Okay.
Ferry Nyukweja's sister.
With the one where they turned to statues?
Yes, the sister was the one they turned to the statues.
Okay.
But with Asebu Amenfi, he had his sister with him.
Okay.
So that is it. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm
Any
okay
more
with
questions? We are just saying, in Shobe Border, what will a water do to a rock?
What would the water do to a rock? Go around it.
Yeah, so it can do nothing to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the same way we have this insect. In the local dialect, we call it kuri, more or less like it's an insect. So let me take a mosquito for instance. A mosquito will bite you, you have an infection. Any insect bites you, you get an infection and a reaction.
Yeah.
But with this, the tortoise, see how hard the back is. I don't know if you've seen one before. One before. So having an insect at the back of it,
Nothing.
no impact,
Nothing.
So with people, basically with our setting, if you have God, it's more or less like a shield to you.
Okay.
Nobody can do anything to the shield.
Yeah.
That is it.
I see the concept.